How's it going, everyone? This is Alec Cohen coming in from the Pro Video Coalition booth at NAB 2024. I am so honored to be here with a couple people from Filmmakers Academy. Why don't you both introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so I'm Shane Hurlbut. I'm an ASC cinematographer and co-founder of Filmmakers Academy.
What's going on? I'm Brendan Sweeney. I'm a producer, director, also the CEO of Filmmakers Academy.
And we are so psyched to be here today.
I'm so psyched to have you guys. So you guys are running around NAB. How has your show been so far? Is there anything that stood out to you?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I mean, I loved the Sky Panel X. It was so good seeing that thing.
Yeah.
Just the whole optics on it, and also what I was really dumbfounded on is the chip design. So the LEDs, they've integrated the lime and the amber, so it's like it's got a whole new color science to us, which was really nice. I also checked out the Insta360. I'm a big fan of the Insta360s for location scouting. So they're releasing the X4 in 8K, which I do so many location scouts, and then I need to zoom in and show the art department or whatever the grip or gaffer of the area that we're going to be shooting. And when I would do that on the 5.6K, it just would kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
So that was exciting that they have 8K in there. Nanlux, I'm talking at their booth today at 2 o'clock, and they really are pushing the limit of high output LEDs that are replacing kind of the HMIs of yore, which is very exciting.
Absolutely.
So right now they've replaced the 1200 PAR, they've replaced the M8, the M18, and the M40.
Crazy.
So now we're only looking at 6K, 9K, and an 18K next. So that's going to be in like 4 months. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I remember I went to the warehouse workshops that you were teaching at, and you had one of those xenon beams. Is that what it's called? And so I'm like, when do we get the LED version of that?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, I'm wondering if they can, if Mole has those Mole beams that are very much like xenons, I'm wondering if they can craft an LED bulb that will deliver that. See, that's what's so exciting about this time in our industry, because I'm seeing in sensor development, in lighting development, in all this, that we're kind of all coming together, and it's really unique and exciting. I mean, for all the ups and downs we've had in this industry with the pandemic and the strikes and everything else, it feels like the industry, the art and science is really coming together in full force. Yeah.
Very well said. Brendan, what about you? What did you see that's been interesting?
Yeah, NAB this year's been really amazing. You know, the best part of NAB is honestly just getting the chance to see everybody. We have so many amazing friends, whether it be some of our business-to-business sponsors, just collaborators, especially for Filmmakers Academy. Every time we come here, and I can speak for Shane on this, Shane, every 5 feet's getting stopped by someone who's saying, like, hey, you've literally, like, helped make my career happen, which just that alone is super humbling. We get to see the hard work that we do at Filmmakers Academy. But in terms of like tech, I think one of the more like not so sexy items, but I thought it was really well done, is innovative, which is they just have this motorized cart that came out, the Apollo cart, I believe is what it is, and it's nominated for Product of the Year at NAB, and it was just really well designed. I think innovative came out of the gate swinging. I know some other people have tried to do the motorized carts, but I really loved that. And then another shout out is honestly Chione and his team over at Strata and what they're doing. I feel like they're getting a lot of buzz, and they're starting to really build on that momentum, but what they're doing could completely change the industry on so many departments, and honestly just make the art form a lot more of a collaborative effort again, which is really exciting to see. So
absolutely. I'm super excited to see it. So Shane, you said something that stood out to me, which is, or Brendan, you said it, people are stopping you and saying you help them and along their journey. So I want to take a second and just go back to what Filmmakers Academy started and just catch us up on the journey, because I remember I might have been, not to age myself, but a teenager when it was Shane's Inner Circle. Was that the very first iteration, and then what's the journey been?
So it's been very interesting because in 2010 I became like one of the kingpins of the 5D revolution, right?
Yeah.
There were like three of us: Vincent LaFerre, Philip Bloom, and myself.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had kind of come from the still photography side, so it was just natural for them to be working on that workflow and that form factor.
Yeah.
For me, I've been in the mass moving business for 30 years, moving 70-pound cameras with all the gack on them, and now all of a sudden I got something in 2.5 pounds in my hand.
Yeah.
That was something that I knew was going to really change the landscape, and you saw it because every camera manufacturer started to shrink everything, and they weren't building the big bodies anymore, and everything became a box. So that was super awesome. But at the same time, we started out as a blog.
Yeah.
So we had the Hurl blog, and we launched it on a Where's Waldo. So it was Where's the 5D. So I did an action sequence that I shot in Act of Valor, and I said, you find the 5D. I shot film, I shot F950, the Sony, and I shot 5D. And it was a contest. And the winner of the contest got to have a day on set of Act of Valor. And it was the amount of people that hit that site. And all of a sudden, Lydia was like, we have to continue to share knowledge like this because you are kind of at the tip of the spear of the democratization of the film industry.
Yeah.
Because before, it's like, who could afford to make a film and shoot film and develop the film and then put it in digital landscape and then be able to edit it and then add sound and all this stuff? That was always like out of reach of 99% of storytellers.
Yeah.
And now they had a voice and they could express that voice. And where Lydia and I, and now Brendan came in, was we want to fine-tune that voice.
Yeah.
We want to give you the skills and the training to take your dream and your storytelling, whatever you want to express, and put it in a form factor that's going to deliver the emotion, that you're going to feel like you're immersed, that you're going to have that, story and it be the first thing that really is there. So it's like there were no tools that really taught you that.
Yeah.
And we kind of came in and said, hey, we're Filmmakers Academy, but we were Shane's Inner Circle. We were the Hurl blog. We're the Hurlbut Academy.
Yeah.
We've been going through so many rebrands, I want to kill myself.
But you guys nailed it. You guys
now I think we
locked
found our soul.
Yes.
Filmmakers Academy, I love the name. Now we have multiple disciplines. It's not just cinematography.
Exactly.
And, I think Brendan really has a very unique vision for where he wants to take our company, and I'm just on for the fucking ride.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add to that, Brendan?
Yeah, I mean, Filmmakers Academy, it's been such a fun ride. I've been with Shane now for roughly 8 years. I started as someone who just kind of like tagged files in a server. And I became Shane's assistant, which that was a really amazing time because I had the firsthand experience that now a lot of other people are starting to have with Filmmakers Academy, where I got to experience Shane, I got to experience his organization, where his mind is at. And now with Filmmakers Academy, I think that's been the closest bridge to getting that in-person mentorship that I essentially experienced. And with where we're going, Filmmakers Academy is always going to be a labor of love, and our biggest goal is trying to see what filmmakers really need. And I think something that Shane and I both realized last night is the importance of the community, but passing the torch doesn't necessarily stop with Shane. Sure, you need the people working at the top and it all trickles down.
Yeah.
But what we're really asking of our members is they're just as valuable as Shane. As Shane's passing the torch, we're expecting all of them to pass the torch to the new person that's coming up.
Absolutely.
And that's what's really lovely is right now we have a very eager group of individuals coming together that are mutually curious, that really want to help push the narrative in filmmaking and just create a community. But it's not easy. Education's not always the sexiest thing.
Absolutely.
People might not get it because Filmmakers Academy also has so many facets to it. We do amazing educational content. We have our community stuff. We have in-person meetups, we have online meetups, we do pop-ups when we go to things. So anytime we pitch it, people are super excited to know more, but that's the hard part. The pitch can be hard because we do so many things and we do it really well, but we're always trying to figure out, what do filmmakers need? What's the best approach to be able to give them the tools? And right now, I feel like Filmmakers Academy, especially our app, is that resource to be able to be on set, be on the go, learn, communicate with others around the globe. I mean, we're in how many countries right now? Like 96 countries. And we get... Yeah.
And the other thing that's really cool about this is that we don't want, we're looking to kind of help educate the next generation, not only in sharing the knowledge to make them better cinematographers or filmmakers or whatever their discipline is, but also to give them a platform to share knowledge, right? So we want to teach the next generation what it's like to pass it on. Everyone, I'm on this floor and I get stopped every 25 feet. And it's people that have come up to me and we have literally changed their lives. We have given them, we've shared knowledge, we haven't gatekeeped, we have just put it out there a lot freely. And because we want to, understand that there's people that cannot pay, so we understand that, and we give of our education for free as well in many resources. But the big thing is really showing the next gen how it is and how you should roll out. Because I think that a lot of times you get all caught up in what you're doing, and you need to always circle back and say, how can I help the next gen? I had this great conversation with a YouTube influencer last night, and he goes, you know what? You helped shape who I am as a filmmaker. You gave me the tools, and then I was asking him for advice of how to get the word out. And he goes, this has come full circle. You shared knowledge that jump-started my career, and now you're asking me to share knowledge with you to help spread the word and get more a voice out there for Filmmakers Academy. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is how it should work.
And something that's also amazing, Lydia, who is Shane's partner in crime, wife, business partner, she's super instrumental. She's been around, essentially the conception of Filmmakers Academy. Back then, Shane's Inner Circle. But something on top of all of this, we want people to be good people in the industry.
Yes.
We know how volatile this industry can be at times. We know that it's not the easiest industry to navigate. And something that's really amazing with Lydia, she's a life coach. She has a very vast background in health and wellness. And what she brings to the platform is exactly that. How to sustain yourself, how to be the best filmmaker possible in the most healthy manner, how to produce content and be consistent and be like a Shane. If you want to have that 35 plus years of experience, that also takes having a community around you that's going to sustain that, a proper mindset, how to be healthy, take care of yourself. And while everyone, the sexy thing coming through the door is the film education, what we want people to leave with is how to sustain yourself, be a better individual, hold yourself to a certain standard that we believe Filmmakers Academy has. And I think that's what's beautiful about it, is people come in the door on one thing and come out the door another.
Yeah, you were talking about community, and I remember one of my friends, Topher, he moved to Los Angeles. He was a part of Filmmakers Academy, and you guys have a message board within there. And the first week in Los Angeles, he was working for you guys, which is incredible.
Yeah, Topher's amazing.
Moving to LA and working with Shane the next day, and that is something that I'm in all the Facebook groups, everything. I've never gotten one gig off any of that stuff, and literally one day, because he's in that platform and you guys can see that he's watching the videos and learning. And that's what I think, it's almost that's the stuff people don't see that's really genuine, is that community.
Yeah, the thing for us, and Shane's so good about this, is we invite everybody. Shane's always wanted the clubhouse experience at Filmmakers Academy where it's an open door policy. If you want to come and learn, and if we're there, yeah, grab a light, grab a C-stand, come in and play. We have gear. Shane's time. He loves to be able to just play. That is probably one of the best parts of Shane, is if you come in at any given time. Like, he's probably in the ceiling moving cables around just to try to find the best way to position a light for our podcast. If you guys haven't seen the Shane's or the Inner Circle podcast, definitely check it out, because I will say that it is the most beautiful podcast. I might be a little biased, but we have Shane just explain everything that went into lighting this podcast.
I have to interrupt because also watch Finding the Frame with Brendan. Quick plug. But go ahead.
Exactly. No, and that whole area was awesome looking too. Yeah. So Nanlux came to us and they said, we want to sponsor your podcast, and we want it lit by Nanlux. So I was like, okay, all right, great. That sounds like a simple idea, but we got a lot of lights. So I put together a shadowers program within the Filmmakers Academy.
Yeah.
So they can gain access. They send their reel, they send their CV, they have a letter of intent. That gets you just in front of me, and then we schedule these shadowers to come in. So when we did the big switchover, it was almost 2 weeks of literally rigging all these lights, and then we thought we could do it wirelessly without blackout, and then my comm system took out the whole Bluetooth, so then we had to have a whole team come in and wire the whole joint. So it's absolutely incredible now. We have looks for every different, you want to do the big workshop area, we got that lit. You got the podcast area, you got the Finding the Frame area. It's really kind of turnkey to a lot of our education now. Just kind of how you have this set up here.
Yeah.
We have the same scenario with, a blackout button. Boom, everything comes on, we place 3 cameras, and we're off and running.
Absolutely.
And that was a big Megillah, because I had to be able to design the lighting to be able to balance the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
For our podcast, because that's what's really unique about it. You see all outside, you see all the trees, the parking lot, the depth and dimension out these windows, but to be able to do that, you got to have firepower.
Yes.
So Nanlux was able to give us some really super bright 450 watt kind of large panels that I suspended from the ceiling, and I light a podcast in a U, because when you have 2 people sitting like this becomes this person's key light, and it becomes this person's backlight at the same time. And you do a complete U, and you always have a beautiful downside to camera. And, it's just kind of classic lighting, and that's what we've kind of put together in our podcast scenario. And we want it to look attractive at the same time we have all the interesting things that we talk about, and the tech and the artistry, but we don't want it to look like crap.
Yeah, it's got to look good.
And to go full circle, what's great about the whole podcast setup and everything with that is, or just shooting, Shane will bring in our members to help shoot, and you'll give people roles like the DP, the gaffer, the key grip. And Shane's like, here's what I want to do. I want you guys to bring it to life. I'm going to be the mentor on set. I'll give you guys my notes, but I want you guys to put in the work and bring something to life for us. So with that shadow program, and then folding into the podcast, and then doing our content, we're really trying to get our community to be more active and be a part of it. And that's what's really great with Shane's Shadow Mentors. We're seeing that. We have a group of really amazing local filmmakers that help us out with our day-to-day. And just getting that time to be able to talk to our community, see them at work, then we can fold that into how we're going to make Filmmakers Academy better. It becomes a really nice ecosystem of where we're able to okay, this was really great for them. This wasn't quite the educational experience, or whatever it might be. We learn, and we put that into application, which is really awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, and the other thing we did is we asked their point of view too, because we want the feedback directly from the members. So we invested a lot of time and money into this Filmotechnic camera car masterclass that we have coming out May 1st. And we brought them into the edit bay, and we're like, what do you think? And we're like, they're like, why did you do take 2, take 3, take 4? You're not telling us why.
Oh, man.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you're right. So not only do we have to show take 1, I got to comment why take 1 wasn't any good, why take 2 wasn't any good, why take 3 was okay but not the greatest, and why take 4 was fantastic.
Yeah.
You need to see that in order so you can see what I'm looking at as a cinematographer. So then I'm teaching them to look for those type of things,
Absolutely.
right? So I was like,
Absolutely.
oh my God, this was like an aha moment, and we restructured the edit based on feedback that we heard from our shadowers. So this is how we're really trying to include our members in the conversation as well as shaping the content that we create.
Absolutely. And I love that. Such a good community. We're running a little short on time, so we're just going to run through 2 more quick questions here. I remember my first day, I was an intern at the NFL, and my mentor sent me, it was then Hurlbut Academy. And I clicked open a lesson, and you were talking about how you lit Semi-Pro, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. And it was like, you were talking about the batons and all this, and the how you put all the lights on a dolly so you can move it around. And I was like, I'm just trying to learn how to set up an Amran 60C, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't, Shane's like a little, but since then, the amazing thing about Filmmakers Academy is now there's an entry points. And it's really in a way where you can like navigate it really well. And I think that's like one of my favorite parts. And if that's not enough, there's the mentor program.
Exactly. So Brendan and the team have been so hyper-focused on the UX, UI of our website because I know the keywords to be able to bring up the search engine, right? Because I built the damn thing. But a lot of people don't have that nomenclature of what to search for. Now the tags are so robust that you can find anything now, and that it's like Strata with these like inputting the data, and it tells you when this woman's going to take a drink. Right. Well, we have that same kind of tagging now, where it's like night interior, with HMIs. You're going to find it. It's like these are the kind of things that really enable filmmakers to use it on set, to have that mobile app and have it at the ready.
Yeah. And so I really want to be a music video cinematographer, and I'm just getting started and I'm in Filmmakers Academy, could I like set up a meeting with someone? Is there like a resource where I'm like, I'm going to take this first step to learning about this?
Absolutely. So we have mentors at all different levels within Filmmakers Academy. Justin Jones is one of our mentors that he shoots a lot of music videos and commercials, and he has a whole cinematography essentials flight playlist inside Filmmakers Academy that's all based on music video.
It's amazing.
Innovative lighting, moving light, all the stuff that you use in music videos, robotic arms, all the glossy kind of cool stuff that turn music videos into like, whoa, what was that? That's what he really brings to the platform. And we have a lot of other mentors that are coming in that can then give you advice. So you can book a 1-hour session, and they have been some of the most, I'd say, career-changing conversations that I had. Like, I had one with a guy in Australia, and he goes, Shane, I followed your plan. You told me to go to a rental house, to work at a camera house, and it's just not working. And I go, well, Jim, how long have you been there? And he goes, 4 years. And I go, dude, you've been there 3 years too long.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, well, I go, I'm going to get you out of there next week. And he goes, how is that possible? I said, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go in, you're going to talk to your marketing guy, and you're going to find out the name of the first assistant that's coming in. Do you have a prep coming in? And he goes, oh, yeah, I got a big one, a TV series. Okay, good. All right, you're going to find that name of that first AC. You're also going to prepare the prep floor for him. So you're going to make Velcro tabs for all the filters that are already in the list. You're going to label all the cases prior. You're going to call the AC up and say, hey, do you have any carts? We can send a truck to be able to pick that up.
Yeah.
And by the way, what do you like in your coffee? And what do you like for breakfast? The dude was there 4 more days. He was shot out immediately on that TV show, and he just keeps on calling me and emailing me, telling me that he's on another television show, and he just rocking out. And these are the kind of things that when you're in it, you can't see the forest before the trees.
Yes.
But there's our industry is a service industry.
Yes.
We take care of each other, just like I'm there for the director and the production and all that stuff. You know, we have to be there for others as well. So, you know, I think it's, you know, being able to show that and give that advice in that 1 hour call changed that dude's trajectory forever. So, you know,
that is like an invaluable resource, because you can cold email, you can reach out to these people. It's so hard to get that FaceTime, and that's something where it's like, I'm going to tell you my situation, and that you're going to unlock it.
Right.
And so I love that. So we're going to wrap up here. I want you all to tell me what you were working on in 2023, first half of 2024, what's coming soon, creative, personal, whatever it is. What can we expect to see soon?
All right. So right now I have a film that's on Prime Video called Musica. And it is a coming of age, it's a love story, it's a musical. You can't put it in a genre.
Yeah.
It's incredibly unique, and it took me back to my days when I first started out as a filmmaker, studying, you know, Hitchcock and Orson Welles and all these people, and using match cuts and jump cuts in these unique frames and split screens in camera and deep depth of field and all the stuff. I read one review, and a reviewer said that this was the type of film that made me fall in love with cinema. And that is, we're firing on 12 cylinders when we're creating that kind of content. And then I'm going to let Brendan tell you what we got cooking for Filmmakers Academy.
Yeah, there's been so much going on. Just so everyone knows, for Filmmakers Academy, we put out new content monthly, so we're always cooking new stuff. But next month, I think, Shane, you briefly touched on it, we have the Filmotechnic Camera Car Masterclass, which is Shane essentially diving into the world of just motion, using a camera car, shooting action sequences, shooting car sequences. And it's really great because not a lot of people have there's not a lot of resources for DPs or ACs or whoever it is stepping into that world to get that confidence. So what we thought, even though it's a higher specialty toy, we want people to have that confidence when they step into the chair and they know, okay, I got a BMW commercial with set amount of money on the line. I got to make sure that it looks good. What do I need to have prepped? And that's what that masterclass is all about, is giving you that foundation, giving you that confidence, and knowing what each role is in that specialty environment, from the DP to the camera operator to the head tech to the arm operator. There's a lot of moving parts and stuff like that. Is where Filmmakers Academy excels, is we want to get into the nuance, and that all drops May 1st. We actually just had our first graphic teasers coming out next week. It's super exciting. And just for Filmmakers Academy, we have so much planned coming up. We're really trying to get back into the in-person. Our community's really hungry for that. Ever since the pandemic, it's been a little bit harder for us to get lifted back into that. So we've been helping people like Warehouse Workshops, Production Connect, and people in the local community. But we're hoping in this year that we're going to have our first workshop. That's something that, whether this year or next year, we'll see how it works out. Obviously, Shane's just availability is always dependent on some of that stuff, but that's a really big thing for us, is we want to slowly get back into that in-person community, be able to do what we did so well the last 10 years, was put on workshops, create a space. I mean, Shane did the Illumination tour, and I know that was so beneficial for people just around North America. So that's really big for us. It's get more master classes out the door, get more content, do this in-person stuff. And then for me personally, the last year, my partner and I, Kira, we started Lost Objects, which has been really amazing, which it's a digital marketing company to help filmmakers, individuals and companies, because so many people like Shane or legacy companies that have been around, either don't have the time or don't have the insight on how to connect with the filmmakers of tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's what we want to do. We've been working in the industry for 10 years now, and collectively, in her experience, she's very much the like guru when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
I'm more of just kind of the background, like ominous figure lurking in the shadows, but Lost Objects has been an amazing experience for us. It actually, with the strike and everything, people just needed help. They found that time. Okay, we know this is going to end. How can I help repackage myself, get myself out the door? And a lot of businesses, we see a lot of these legacy businesses that are like, it's only bigger filmmakers coming to us. Not a lot of the younger ones want to like even walk through our doors.
Yeah.
It's because they don't know how to market to them. They
Absolutely.
come off like these really staunch institutions that have a gate, but they're telling us they don't have a gate, but that's not what we're seeing.
Yeah.
So for us, that's a big initiative. We want to help those businesses to be able to help the other filmmakers that they might not be able to reach. So that's been a big thing. Filmmakers Academy, Lost Objects. There's always something new.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it, and I have to say, like, if you're in any of these countries with Filmmakers Academy, please check it out because it is such an incredible resource, but especially if you're in Los Angeles, like find Brendan on Instagram, shoot him a DM, he'll read it, and like get on sets with these two because these guys are making things happen, and I just can't wait to see where it goes next.
Absolutely, we appreciate it.
Have an
Thanks so
amazing
much,
show.
Alec.
Yeah,
Have an amazing
thank you
show.
so much, Alex, for this opportunity.
Of
Yeah,
course.
it's great to talk to y'all.
Cheers.